one of the guys that get a lot of credit is Steve Blackman for Muscular Development. I mean, those guys have done an extraordinary job for years and years and years to promote health, to promote fitness, to promote strength, to promote bodybuilding, powerlifting, weightlifting, and all of those kind of things. So the contributions they made is gigantic, and I hail them for that.
Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com, along with Giles Tiger Thomas, wrapping up judging on day 2 here at the Arnold Classic weekend, Columbus, Ohio. Coverage brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. We're going to mainly talk about the open judging. Quick note, though, about the wheelchair, pro wheelchair, because we did see a very inspirational return of Chris Dim. Chris Dim was an open bodybuilder, did the Olympia 3 times, was an excellent open bodybuilder back before there was a 212. Came back after 10 years away from the stage. He's been in a wheelchair for most of that time. Looked pretty good. Had to concede victory to the now 4-time champ of the Arnold. He's the reigning Olympia wheelchair champion. The guy's won 16 shows, Harold King Kong Kelly. It was very inspirational seeing those two, because Harold hasn't had a lot of really stiff competition, but Chris brought it to him today.
Yeah, Harold's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable. I remember when you interviewed him last year, and he gave a really good interview as well. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of Harold versus everybody else. I mean, he's just so thick. He's got the upper body of like an open, not maybe an open. Yeah, I suppose like an open competitor. Yeah, I suppose. But Chris Dim was very good. His condition, because I really like that Anand Arnold.
Anand Arnold from India.
Yeah, you just fantastic chest. I was really shocked when he came out. I didn't really expect him to be. I don't know. I just wasn't. I don't know what I was expecting. I just wasn't that. But he was fantastic, and I think Chris pipped him on the condition. And Chris's arms are still freaky. You know, when he actually hit them, everything was flickering.
They haven't lost a beat, those arms.
No. He looked fantastic. And me and Steve just shook his hand, and Steve went and gave him a big hug and congratulate him. It's so good to see him back, everything. But yeah, and he said he wants to come back for the Olympia, and he wants to come back bigger and better. So yeah, excited for that.
The biggest question in the Open was, how was Rolly Winkler going to look? And I got to say, he didn't look bad. This was not the best Rolly, but considering the way he looked 13 days ago, the transformation I think he made was pretty amazing. No, he's not in the running for the win as we had hoped he would be, but that was the thing on everyone's mind, Rolly Winkler. Were you equally impressed at what he pulled off in 13 days, even though he wasn't 100% here?
Not really.
No, okay.
No, I was absolutely devastated.
Giles doesn't hold back.
I was absolutely devastated with what I saw. It's kind of what I expected, because people say, no, you can pull it in and pull it in. You can't pull in that much in 2 weeks, and the fact that he was even traveling 2 weeks out, it just didn't bode well. I'm really disappointed. I think he's going to get about 6th place tonight, and this is someone that's riding on the wave of 3rd place at last year's Olympia. He could have been 2nd. He's seen, really, with no Phil Heath at the Olympia this year, he is seen as Sean Roden's main competition, but I don't think he's even going to be able to get it round for the Arnold Australia.
2 weeks?
No, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to, because last year he was probably 10% better last year, and he did manage to he dropped 15 pounds for the Arnold Australia in 2 weeks, beat William Bonac and Dexter quite easily. Not easy, well, convincingly, I would say. But I think he's going to have to really set his sights on the Arnold Brazil, because it's not about size, it's about condition. And when he's at, like, I think it must have been about 270, 280, it all goes to kind of his waist. His waist was cramping up. There was zero detail going on in his lower body. But I think he'll go and win the Arnold Brazil, and it's still, I mean, just because he's had a bad showing here doesn't mean he's not going to be still a threat for the Olympia. Right. But I just hope, because Rolly has never brought his A game to the Arnold. He does the same thing every single year. Yeah. I saw it in 2011 when he was here, when he took 8th place. And he always seems to just get it right at the shows afterwards. It's like, oh, okay, I need to drop weight. But he just didn't do it again. He's done it again. But I heard he was only back in Q8 for like 8 weeks before. That's not long enough. Right. You can't do everything you need to do in 8 weeks. You need 12 to 15 weeks, really. So but I mean,
I understand. He's got to see his family. He's got kids. I understand he doesn't want to be away from them all the time. But you're exactly right. The longer he's there preparing, the better he seems to look.
Yeah.
You know, he needs that environment to be at his
It's
best.
so disappointing, to see him like that. But
That being said,
I'm still a Rowley fan, a huge Rowley fan. I still think he can challenge Sean Roden for the Olympia this year, but he's got to come in 15 to 20 pounds lighter. Rowley, listen.
Yeah, hopefully he will. Well,
What's the best for you?
we're going to jump right into what I think we all saw was the battle. It was the two-man battle today. Brandon Curry, Prodigy, looking amazing, and William Bonac, the defending champion. I've seen Bonac a little bit sharper than this, but I still think it's probably going to be enough. He's got so much dense muscle, so much detail, such deep separations. I would probably have to give it to him, even though shape-wise, structure-wise, I do prefer Brandon.
I think this is in some ways some of the best condition I've ever seen from William, because William, it's all in the legs. If his legs aren't absolutely, his quads aren't absolutely dry, separated and shredded, he's off. So, sorry, Mike. No. Sorry. Yeah, so, but there's something going on in his midsection which was starting last year, but I think spoils a little bit of the picture or the first impression when you see him walking on stage. But it's funny because when he does a frontal bicep, it kind of everything sucks in. He looks great. But I think top to toe, side to side, he's as detailed and as conditioned because he's so complete and he's so good from every single angle. For me, I kind of had him as the winner, but it's funny, I've been speaking to a lot of people, backstage, and a lot of knowledgeable people, and it's surprising how many people have Brandon Curry for the win.
Yeah.
And quite convincingly as well. So I'm starting to, I don't know, I'm starting to be turned, I don't know, but it's going to be tight, and I think it's going to depend what happens in the next few hours, because if Brandon can get even better for tonight, then I think there's going to be a real fight down to the wire.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the score sheets as they stand now. I'm wondering who they have in the lead, because that was the final call out. The final comparison was just those two guys. You could tell head judge Steve Weinberg putting through the paces. It was tight, and he wanted to make sure that he was going to make the right call. But these days we do have the confirmation round at the finals, and that's a chance for the people who have sharpened up to move up and maybe win if they were in second. Third place probably going to go to Cedric McMillan. That seems to be the no.
Cedric.
Who? Well, that's what a lot of people are saying on the boards. Who do you have in third?
Well, not Cedric. No.
We do not agree all the time at all.
I love Cedric. I'm a huge Cedric fan, but he is not third place today.
Who would you put in there? Josh, Luke?
Josh or Luke?
Yeah.
Josh or Luke. In fact, I think Luke might get third place. It's funny because, Luke's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years, and I know how good he is. I know how good he can be. And even when I interviewed him at the expo and I said, so what's the plan? And he says, top 6. You can see me go, oh, okay, well, it doesn't. And I said to him afterwards, well, look, mate, don't be disappointed if you don't make top 6. It's about how you look. If you look good, it's a win for you. And then he came out and I was so I don't
know if you caught this. When he got that first call out, he glanced over at your area where the three Brits were together and raised an eyebrow at you guys because he was kind of surprised to be in the. Yeah. It seemed like he was surprised. I don't think he was really surprised to be in that first call out.
He's very complete as well. He's very detailed. And now he's kind of got that detail. He isn't missing anything. And this is the guy that Sergio Oliva, when in Global Muscle Radio episode 5 we had him, I said, Sergio, who's the next Mr. Olympia? And he said Luke Sando. I nearly fell off my chair. Yeah. And this is someone who's behind Luke, and I'm a big fan of Luke. But I thought maybe 1 to 2 years, maybe then we could let's. But I just messaged Luke before because he posted a picture from his hotel room, and I said, Luke, and I won't even say the words I used. Yes, I swore, and I went, mate, fair play. I said that's how I expected you to look in another 1 to 2 years, and you've brought it. So I'm very proud of you, Luke. And I think he deserves third, but he might get anywhere from third to fifth.
Okay, I'm switching hands because that shoulder's killing me. I'm old.
And he's only 31 years old as well. Yeah.
So Josh Lenardowitz came back with more size, obviously. Condition, upper body, pretty damn good. Lower body could be tighter. I think Australia, I don't know. I'm sure he wasn't planning on not being his best, but I believe he's going to be a lot better in Australia for the hometown Arnold Classic. But still very, very impressive. Tons of muscle. Pretty good condition. Yeah. I'd like, we're conditioned snobs. We have a very, very high standard what we're comparing these guys to, what we want to see from them. So don't get mad at Josh fans or anybody that were, saying they're not in their best condition, because we want to see everybody at their best. That's when these shows are really thrilling to watch. Josh, impressions of Josh Lenardowitz today?
I'm thinking fourth. He could possibly get third. He's around about 280, so that's like a 15-pound gain from what he has been. I think I think he's going to, like you said, I agreed with you before when you said this, I think he's going to peak perfectly for the Arnold Australia. I think he needs to sharpen up, and I think another 2 weeks, and he will, because he's a little bit, he's not pin sharp, he's not like Dorian razor sharp, the grainy look he's getting. But I think if he's really, really smart and he drops maybe another 5 to 6 pounds, it's going to tighten everything up in that back area. It's going to just tighten up the waist like it does with Rowley when he drops a few pounds. And I think I don't think that's the best version of Josh that we'll see this year. No. I think we're going to see it at the Arnold Australia, and
is he doing Brazil too?
I think he's doing Brazil as well. So we might even see a Rowley versus Josh.
Yeah, I mean, both of them need a little more time, especially Rowley. So I would anticipate both of them are going to look a lot better by the time, what's that, April? That comes just a good month away, I think, Brazil.
I'm not sure on the date of the Arnold Brazil, but I know the Arnold Australia is 2 weeks, and then they'll probably have the Arnold Brazil maybe, hopefully it's 2 or 3 weeks after, because then it'll give a nice opportunities for these guys who haven't hit their peak, like Josh, like Rowley, to really nail it for those shows and qualify for the Olympia.
Okay, so next spot's probably going to be kind of a toss-up. I don't know, Kuklo and Cedric. Kuklo, they're kind of close in the comparisons. Yeah. Kuklo's condition was better. What do you think of Steve today?
Fantastic. Yeah, really, really good. He took 5th place last year, and he's managed to. The thing is, he doesn't just get hard now. He gets a really like full rock hard look. It's really impressive. It really shows off his like real density to his muscle. But I think in my mind, I think he fits in 5th place very well. I think he'll repeat what he did last year.
So then we'll probably get Cedric after him. And then Rowley after him?
I think Rowley and Cedric for 6th and 7th. Probably Rowley will get 6th, maybe Cedric, and I think Cedric maybe 7th. Yeah.
And then we got Rafael Brandao, who's improved. It's just tough when you're standing next to these monstrously large men. You know, he's got incredible shape, not a small guy. He's getting bigger. He's improving all the time. You know, but he's up against some giants. I still don't think he's where he will be. I think he's going to be better and better every year. We're going to see the best Rafael probably a year, 2, maybe even 3 years is when he's going to really shine. That's me. I can see Giles is upset again. Go ahead.
Raphael's 25 years old.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
he's a kid.
Did you see how excited he was in that first call? When he was in first call out, he was like, yeah! He was so excited. Yeah. And he's just, I mean, I spoke to him because he speaks pretty good English now. Yeah. You know, so I had a bit of a conversation with him because I've been pushing this guy for 2 years. When I first saw him at the San Marino when he took 8th place, you know, and I've just been raving about this guy. But for the future, you know, like one of the, you know, because he will be top 6 Olympia in a couple of years. And I had a good talk with him. I said, look, just don't do anything drastic. Just keep, because now we've got Sean Roden as like a Mr. Olympia, and this, you know, I think people want to see. This is what Steve said actually. People want to see classic brought to the Open. Mm-hmm. People don't want to see big waist. They want to see nice lines, and he's got such a beautiful, clean lines, nice deep separations, and his legs were just they couldn't have been any more detailed. And he's just got, and I can't wait to see him pose. He's a very good poser. Mm-hmm. So he's probably going to be around. Sorry, something going on there. I think he's probably going to be around 7th, 8th place, which is going to be absolutely fantastic for him. But like I said this to Luke, the main thing is that he looks good and he's improved, and that's exactly what he's done. Yeah.
Now, Akim Williams was also up there. Akim could have been a lot sharper for sure. Guy's got all the size in the world. Needs to dial it in. He'll probably be somewhere around a little after him as well. One surprise to me was Victor Martinez. I thought Victor would have got a little better, a little more love in the call-outs. He was in the final call-out for the last 3 guys, which was along with the gentleman from Uzbekistan, Mikhail Volinkin, and Charles Dixon, the 212 competitor who jumped into the Open this year because there was no 212. I thought Victor, this was the best I've seen him in a while. Condition was pretty damn good. I certainly would have had him in second call-out rather than the very final call-out. Yeah. What do you think of Victor?
Victor looked absolutely fantastic. I didn't expect him to look like that because even when we saw him at the Meet the Athletes, I mean, it was like you and Steve were saying, look at his condition, look at his face, because obviously you see him more often than I do. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, he looks good, but I can't really tell that much because I don't know how his face looks when he normally competes. And they were like, no, we've never seen his face like this for years. I thought his condition was fantastic. I thought his upper body was popping. I honestly thought we were just going to see like a second-rate version of, compared to like the 2007 Victor. But I was absolutely devastated and confused. The thing is with Victor, if he's not in those first couple of call-outs, he does fade very fast. Yeah. So he needs to be in those first couple of call-outs to really get to see the best version of him. So at that last call out, he kind of lost his pump, he was flat, and I just felt really bad for him.
I mean, psychologically, to get the last call out, it's devastating too.
I mean, there was people going, shit, I could hear people behind me going, I think Victor's going to be top 6.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he looked that good. His tan was perfect.
I would have seen him in 6th place for sure.
Oh, no problem at all. His condition was fantastic, and I'm just absolutely baffled as to why he was in last call out. So I don't know what happened there, Victor.
Well, we've only got a few hours until we see how it all shakes out. So I want you guys to stay right here, musculardevelopment.com. We've got all the stage photos by Jason Breeze. We got interviews up from last night, footage of the expo, all kinds of things. Stay right here, musculardevelopment.com. We'll be back in a few hours with the finals. Jump on the play-by-play on the forum, the MD Know Both forum on musculardevelopment.com as well. And that's going to do it for now, but we'll be back very soon. Coverage brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. For Ron Harris and Giles Tiger Thomas, see you soon.
One of the guys that get a lot of credit is Steve Blackman from Muscular Development. I mean, those guys have done an extraordinary job for years and years and years to promote health, to promote fitness, to promote strength, to promote bodybuilding, powerlifting, weightlifting, and all of those kind of things. So the contributions they made is gigantic, and I hail them for that.